Round 15 departs from the station. Away we go for some more men's series futsal action. Ethan Regan, Adam Palombi on the commentary position tonight to kickstart this round. It's the Turkish derby. Needless to say, the last time these two sides faced off, there was some international talent sprinkled on the court with the Blue Wave Chonburi players of Warut Wangsama and Sufut Thawanglang. But tonight, Ethan, some New South Wales flair about this one.
Certainly is, Adam, a new look Hume side from the last time that these two sides have met this season. And although they cannot take the Turkish bragging rights, Morland winning the first two contests, it's a completely different feeling about the Black Army at the moment. The reinforcements and the cavalry called upon, they have an early chance.
Postalakis, having a decent season, was never going to be bothered by such. That was dispatched from Klinaris. Bertrus is in the goals currently, considering that Katambis, well, hasn't arrived yet, but we are to expect him at some stage tonight. Ethan, a lineup check for the Black Army.
As you mentioned, Ninos Bertrus starts in goal. Michael Klinaris, Ube Cicek, Omar Turkmen and Lukman Ramadan are the starters, leaving all of the New South Welsh contingent on the bench. And for the Morland Blues, Apostolakis ever present in net. Adam Cooper, Robson de Souza, Kevin dos Santos and Enrique Pimenta. So the two top scorers for the Blues out from the off. Adam looking to get some early firepower.
Dos Santos for Pimenta. Bertrus being tested early. Cicek going in strong, and now Turkmen takes over. He's all alone upon that wing. Lively start perhaps for both sides, but a real onus perhaps on Morland right now, considering, Ethan, that, well, the understudy goalkeeper, Nils Bertrus, starts tonight, and, well, they're looking to try and grab the early ascendancy, perhaps a chance to see that happen.
Have to get shots off early if you're the Blues. You have to test Bertrus as much as you can. Count on the fact that he has played a handful of minutes this season, if that. So there might be a couple of spillages. If you get the right players in and around the area, then you could get a couple of early goals, especially Robson de Souza, who positions himself so well, and Enrique Pimenta, who can truly crash in on the second ball.
Needless to say, how enjoyable last week was when Fitzroy locked horns with that of league leaders, the Blues. Another script written in the ever-growing El Clasico folklore. Hume fresh, considering they had the bye. Ramadan has a side ball. In fact, make that a corner. Klinaris arrived early. Pimenta chests out of play. Hume will do it all over again. Ramadan, Turkmen, touches out of play. De Souza, fresh off the plane. Back in Melbourne is the Brazilian-Australian. What can we expect to see from him tonight, Ethan?
A lot of movement, certainly deeper down court. Robson de Souza provides a lovely touch. Clinical in front of goal so far this season. He has 14 to his name, only bettered in this side by Enrique Pimenta, but he's a player who utilises space so well, and when he's given an opportunity, very rarely wastes it.
Cooper, bit pedestrian, will go back to his long-time teammate of Apostolakis. Over the top, wanting Pimenta. Cicek takes no chances on it. Heads out of play. Morland looking to set up from the corner.
It's better from the Blues. It's the first time they've really been able to get it under. Even though Cooper's touch wasn't the strongest, they, having conceded a couple of early corners, now have the chance to put the Black Army under some pressure.
De Santos, Cooper, Pimenta, jostling his way through Pimenta. De Souza on for the pass. Klinaris cuts it out, tried to go right through the direct centre of the court. Baldado with his first touches calling for calm as Cicek poises a ball for Turkmen. Side foot volley, not going to test Apostolakis.
Wonderful ball from Ube Cicek, splits it wide open. It's the right call from Anthony Haddad, as he's now joined by Jordan Guerrero out on court, and Morland might be looking to make the most of it. Adam Cooper went through, shouts for a penalty.
He landed awkwardly, Cooper. Slow to get up. Morland quick to crash out the gate, but Hume putting on some very, well, talented players currently. Real New South Wales feel about it now. Real Futsal feel about it now. Seen a little bit already from Ethan Tamello. But the conversation's here. The Blues thought that might have been something sinister, although it's a corner for them instead. Cooper's cross, Captain Dos Santos. Goes back to the keeper. Got to be mentioned that there's a bit of froth in here tonight. It's rather dewy outside, and well, that travels in here. De Mello, Guerrero takes a ball roll central. They work it wide to De Mello once more. Asks a lot of Baldado, keeps it in. Couldn't skid around D'Souza.
There's a different dimension that Ethan De Mello brings to this Hume side when he gets on the ball. He's such a good conductor of play. And you see it there. He's eager to get Guerrero and get Anthony Haddad involved as soon as possible. And the chances are they draw Morland in, and it forces Robson D'Souza to take a bit of a lunge, and it gives them a free kick in a promising position.
Lismas behind the free kick. No, he's not. It's now De Mello. Rolls Guerrero. Bit of a miscue. Pimenta wants to run at pace. Runs out of play. A player really in contention. It's really a 5-6 horse race. The MVP this season. Baldado. Blocked by Cooper. Can't blink with the number 10. He's pivoting. Such size, such pace. Dos Santos, lovely ball. He received from Pimenta. It's slippery out there, isn't it, Ethan? They're like skates.
Definitely is. It's been a wet, wild, grey and gloomy Friday in Melbourne, and that seems to have transpired its way out on court. You did mention it was dewy, and you've already seen a couple of slips, a couple of players lose their footing. So the balance is going to be so important, especially when it comes to that final ball tonight in a game which so far has had chances on the break, but defensively two teams have been rigid.
Cooper tried something grounded. Burtress not tested. Oh, it's like an ice skating rink out there currently. Burtress. De Mello, D'Souza. Clears Des Robson. Just avoids Parthamos out of Peter behind our technical area. Lismas, side possession. De Mello. Guerrero. Awaits Lismas's run. Robson cuts it out to Souza. De Mello. Pimenta not blinking. De Mello back to Guerrero. Lismas. Structured in possession are Hume currently. De Mello. Lismas tries to find the cross. Ball's just gone out of play.
Hume have taken control of possession and so far have taken control of this game. Morland have had a couple of opportunities on the break but haven't had too much sustained ball at the moment. And
De Mello takes charge. You could sense that, Ethan, perhaps from the moment where the pass for D'Souza was a bit predictable. De Mello pounced very quickly.
Just as I was saying, those outballs are being cut out as soon as they can be at the source by, in particular, Ethan De Mello, who once again is having another great start to this game. He's looking to get on the ball. He's looking to take control of this match. And you also have to remember, Adam, that Hume have not won a Turkish derby in the last 13 editions. It dates back to February 2023. So there's a lot for them on the line tonight, and they've made a positive start.
Ethan Rigg, ladies and gentlemen. Pimenta's corner. Try going the near post. Baldado in the way. They'll try all again. Morland. Cooper. Dos Santos. Not around Lismas. Burtress for Baldado. Lovely first touch. De Mello. Scanning the space around him. Guerrero. Trying to find Lismas. Apostolakis comes out. Ball's gone out of play. End to end currently this one. It's very even in terms of its balance. Hume now with a corner of their own. Lismas. Baldado. Piercing ball back towards the corner taker. Baldado. De Mello. Guerrero. Cooper trying to reacquaint with his former Futsal teammate on that far side, but De Mello overplays it for Baldado.
That's much better from Morland on the press. They're trying to stop Hume from playing out of the source. They're trying to stop De Mello from having such easy options to recycle the ball to and from. And you can see it when Adam Cooper steps up and leads that press. Pimenta went with him, and they finally drew that false ball.
Cooper Pimenta bounces off of Baldado to Cooper. KDS. D'Souza holding things up. Cooper, first time pass for Pimenta. Pimenta, Cooper, they're trying to just carve open a more direct movement are the Blues. Dos Santos, Pimenta. D'Souza couldn't play the killer ball. De Mello will go for a journey. Calls upon Baldado. Press was heavy. It's a chess match this one, Ethan, currently.
It is. It's not one that's in its cage, though, which is what we've seen so often. The deadlock yet to be broken. Which team is going to blink first is the most important thing right now, because they're both so well set up and they both have such a good way of conducting their own combinations and their own patterns.
Guerrero cuts it off from Dos Santos. Skillful for Ramadan. De Mello, both mentioning the scores still remain goalless. It's 0-0. The opening, say, 4.5 minutes of Clash 1 for round 15. Ramadan gets around Cooper. Chance now for Hume on the cards here. Still going is Lockie. Dos Santos, acrobatic. Now Pimenta with Guerrero in a one-on-one in which the New South Wales veteran wins. And now he's got some space of his own to roam into. Guerrero still going. D'Souza blocks. Back for Guerrero. Big save by Apostolakis. Side netting was Vlismas. He knew the chance was there, perhaps Guerrero did he, Ethan?
Superb from Jordan Guerrero. Absolutely superb to work that angle on the first attempt and then come and smash it in on the second try. Super stuff from him. And Hume knocking on the door at the moment. Vlismas got completely unlucky by firing into that side netting. It came all the way to him. But Hume now are looking the more likely. That's a big opportunity.
De Mello, Pimenta, that's a foul. First involvement for Ahmed Swedan. The first involvement for Hamza Swade. Transferred across from the Tigers. Donning the number 99 tonight. His first touch upcoming. Swade. Guerrero. Rahan Ali on court also. It's a bit of a loose ball. Ramadan shifting through to Santos. Is clutching at his knee here. This looks rather bleak perhaps for the Morland captain. He's not looking in a good way. Ethan, did you have a good view on that there?
He landed a bit awkwardly on it, did KDS. It was a frantic scramble to try and win that ball back. You could see him. It wasn't too much of a twist, but it doesn't really need to be when you land like that. It's a nasty one for Dos Santos. Thankfully, he's back up on his feet and he seems to be moving okay, but be interesting to see how much further part he plays. I'm sure he'll be back out there if possible, but I'll keep an eye on the situation.
Badagos exchanges his bib towards his captain. We'll keep an eye on Kevin Dos Santos. Injury update on the cards as we keep tabs on him. Turkman, Swade. Swedan trying to close the passing option. Chichek and Rahan Ali come together. Razor couldn't break through two white shirts of Hume. Turkman, Swade, controls, Ramadan. Sits down Badagos. Lockie Ramadan had a swing. Chichek wanting the ball perhaps. He was unmarked in the box.
Had a claim for it as well, Dudube Chichek. He'd stolen a yard, but what a lovely clip that was from Turkman to just completely split that Morland defence wide open. Barragos then gets bodied by Ramadan, who maybe could have squared it, but in the end flashed his shot across the face of Apostolakis, but yet more warning signs by the Black Army.
Swedan twisting. Cooper trying to get around Lockie Ramadan. Cooper on a drive. Out comes Bertrus, who plays it a bit too forward for Turkman to latch onto. Swedan will see it out of play. Bertrus, adventurous goalkeeping from the veteran. Expertise perhaps in that move as it worked. Rahan Ali, Swedan. Hume still awaiting the arrival of Katambis. Swedan still circling, goes down. Lockie Ramadan saying that won't be a foul, but the man in yellow disagrees.
Touch late, Ramadan, just a touch late. He gets there. Swedan is able to nip in just before him, get an all-important touch to drive himself down the line further. It's then the ball or the man, and Ramadan has to make the foul in the end.
Swadan and Cooper behind the free kick. Badagos and Rahan Ali very lateral. What can they conjure up here, the current league leaders? Swadan will go solo. Little loft and Hume will rekindle. Still scores are level. The deadlock hasn't been broken yet. This half maturing is Ramadan. Cooper keeps it in. Badagos asking now. Perhaps a lot were Morland in that play. Swayed in a phone box. Cross will come in. Swadan will take it on. Can't get through the traffic. Turkmen around Rahan Ali. It's Turkmen. Tried to loft it over Apostolakis.
One touch too many. One touch too many from Ahmed Turkmen. I think once he gets it at his feet, he's just got to wrap it towards Apostolakis' far corner. But it's wonderful work from Hamza Sway to win that ball back. He does so well. The tenacity to get himself out of a tight situation. And then to also have the grit and have the drive to go and win it back once they lose it is so key in Turkmen getting that chance and Hume being able to go high.
Injury update on Kevin Dos Santos. He's got his bib off. He will be participating in this one very shortly. And so will James Norbury. In fact, it might be a complete quadruple change here from Milton Sakos. Canaris just chipping out of play, but off comes Cooper for Pimenta. Good to see that KDS is okay and it's nothing too bad. Didn't look good at first, but he's up on his feet and ready to fire. Pimenta. Cicek cuts it off. I've enjoyed Cicek's game so far tonight. His defensive work rate's been there. The captain. Still rather level peggy in this one. Katambis is in the building. Swadan, Clanaris, pickpockets. Baldado's an option. Clanaris. They're protesting a handball, the Black Army, and they might just get that.
It is a free kick for handball. A lot of Morland protests. Pimenta feels hard done by. But if the arm is out and it takes a deflection, the official is left with very few decisions, and Hume once again just completely open Morland up on the break. They wait for the loose ball, they wait for the patience to wear off, and that's where Clanaris steals in. Does very, very well and gets them driving the other way, and in the end it forces a free kick that Cicek and De Mello now get to deliberate over.
There's a grin on Kolak's face currently. He was so quick to yell out to Clanaris to come off and make the interchange. Cicek, well, that was the idea from that distance, but you really thought might have been a bit more damaging there perhaps for Hume. Really thought, Ethan, that, well, Dado would have had some involvement there, but wasn't to be that time around.
Just the two wanted to go for it. It was clear he wanted a more powerful drive.
Dos Santos, Baldado bullies the captain off the ball. De Mello for Clanaris. The call is to keep the ball from Kolak. De Mello, Baldado, it's getting deeper. And ultimately, the Futsalru had to clear forward. He had really no choice. Morland with a high press. James Norbury back from international duty. Enjoyed some time in the States. Back on court for the Blues. Norbury. D'Souza. Trying to get around De Mello. Pedestrian touch from D'Souza, but it will be his side ball. Quick on towards Pimenta. Norbury. Dos Santos. D'Souza draws the foul from Clanaris. Intelligent play from the Brazilian Aussie.
Did very well, Robson D'Souza, to draw that free kick. Understood that his options were cut off. He was very isolated against Clanaris. It's what Kolak wants on the press from this Hume side. This time maybe just a touch too overzealous and a bit of experience from Robson D'Souza, keeping it with Morland.
KDS, Pimenta. D'Souza threatening. Loved his body use there, Ethan, the way he was able to just guide the ball into his path and turn onto his left. He wasn't far away.
It's a good hit. Right idea to go low and hard to Buttress's near post. But you're right, the way that he just defends that space and gives it to himself to open up into. And just like that, he's gone.
Brilliant ball from DeMello. Cicek trying to get creative. Dos Santos, instinctive. He wants to run KDS. Does so well to find Pimenta. It's brewing here for the Blues. The opening was there for a player in great form at the minute for Pimenta. Trailblazing run from KDS. Pimenta claiming it was a corner. The last touch coming off a white shirt. It's going to fall silent. Great run from Kevin Dos Santos.
Superb, absolutely superb from Kevin Dos Santos. Just carved his way through this Hume side. That's a bit of adventure that Morland, so far in this first half, have been in need of a bit more of.
Lucky we've got a board here. Baldado and Dos Santos becoming well acquainted. Decent battle that might turn out to be. Turkman. Baldado, brute strength. Try the reverse pass for Guerrero. Dos Santos for Pimenta. De Souza ahead of him. Norbury with a gut-busting run to the back post. It's getting messy. And Robson De Souza will fire in the Morland Blues.
Goal scorer for Morland, number 8, Robson De Souza.
Wasn't featured heavily last week. He's been involved firmly in this first half. The right place, the right time for one of Morland's talisman.
Marvellous Morland move to finally, as far as they are concerned, open the scoring. De Souza held that space perfectly, as he so often has this season, in the right place at the right time to turn it in, and they might be in for a double.
Pimenta clutching at the ball behind him like he did last week to make it 2-3 on the score. And well, in this one, there's a few bodies hitting the floor. Kolak's gone right to the room. He's got Kartambis in a goalkeeper kit. Innes Burtress might not be involved too much longer. He hasn't been poor though, Burtress, to his credit. He's stood up in a few moments. DeMello backhill for Guerrero. It's all the Black Army to do. Turkman. DeMello, Guerrero, rotating. Are those in white? Vlismas rather. Try to whiplash the ball behind him. Goes out of play. Still remains with Hume.
Lovely touch from Norbury to cut that one out in the end. And he's looked sharp since coming on, hasn't he? Morland's number 7. So important with that darting run for the opening goal. But Hume, having been a goal down, it hasn't seemed to faze them at all, Adam. They're looking to get straight back into the ascendancy. DeMello
trying to step inside Dos Santos. Pimenta, chip ball, will just bounce out of play. Quick score update, of course. The Blues are in front by a goal courtesy of Robson De Souza. We're at least halfway through the opening half. DeMello for Guerrero. Vlismas. Burtress. Trevella, would you call that, Ethan?
Inventive.
Very inventive from Burtress, but nearly worked, to his credit. Swedan. Dos Santos. Guerrero, a little bit late. Play will resume. Cooper. Swedan. Pimenta. The idea was acknowledged by Swedan. He wanted it perhaps a little bit more incisive from Pimenta as the ball rolled out of play. Burtress quick on towards Vlismas, pivoting. Turning around Cooper, not around Dos Santos. Another spot kick opportunity. Again on the cards for the Black Army. Wow, okay, we've completely let that slip. The foul count has been accumulating. Morland's on 5 fouls. Interesting turn of events here, perhaps, Ethan.
Very, very interesting. The Blues on thin ice until the interval. And with the way that this game has gone, it's gotten more physical as it's grown into it. You might see Hume get a couple of looks at Apostolakis.
Cooper covering the crown jewels. Guerrero from the set piece will strike. We'll send it back to New South Wales. I was waiting to say that. I had to say it at some stage, Ethan. It's not going to happen often with these players on court. So when it does happen, you have to. Swedan, lovely ball for Kevin Dos Santos. Pimenta was the idea, cut off by Turkman. Brilliant cut out by the number 22. Cooper told to shoot. Into the path of DeMello. Apostolakis has been getting a fair bit of the ball today with his feet. To Santos for Cooper. Swedan, can Morland play their way out of this heavy forward press from Hume? Not looking to rush. To Santos. Cooper has a glimpse. Lofted ball cut out. Now Turkman told to fire. Comfortable height for Apostolakis. Goes quick for Swedan. A 50-50 ball there to be won, which Swedan had done so. Dos Santos arrived at the back post. Bertrus covered himself, but the captain couldn't lunge to get there.
Terrific work from Ahmed Swedan to get down that side and so quickly, and it's so brave from Morland to just leave him forward with the Hume high press.
Cicek, lovely turn. Guerrero in support. Runs into Pimenta. It's like a fish out of water, Pimenta, sometimes. Oh, when he runs at such pace, I suppose it's only there to happen. Flismas, Guerrero. De Mello. Back towards Guerrero. He went for goal. Swedan blocked. Pimenta. Guerrero on Pimenta. Keep your eye on those two, Ethan. There's no love lost between them.
Isn't any love lost between those two whatsoever. And Hume might need to keep an eye on the foul count as well. They've just had a couple of clips at Morland. Pimenta now starting to make things happen. And the Blues, having been on the hot end of a Hume hot start.
Flismas has a glance. He's got the spare option here. De Santos cuts it off. Swedan not around Flismas. And well, it's 5 fouls apiece in the Turkish derby. It's not disappointing so far. And well, there's a bit of feeling in this one.
It's turned into a proper Turkish tussle between these two teams. Both on 5 fouls. You wouldn't expect it any other way, would you? I think from Istanbul to Ankara, people would have been expecting a fiery one. As there's another free kick and a huge opportunity. Morland protest as Hume. Oh, we'll have a look at Apostolakis. It is all kicking off. Alan Collett calls timeout just to calm things down a bit. But when we come back, Hume will have a golden chance to land a leveller. Morland may well have struck first through Robson D'Souza, but as we go to half-time, they lead Hume by a goal to 0.